Hi there, Facebook friends. Sean Bishop from Bishop Instruments and Bows, and my dog Mop with me again today on this beautiful sunny Sunday lockdown day. So stay indoors, don't go outside. I hope you enjoy my bow talk. Bow makers in 3 minutes. Today we're talking about the most celebrated English bow maker, James Tubbs. He was born in 1835 and he died in 1921. So it's an interesting period of bow making. You go up to 1920s, Sartre's around. So the modern 20th century bow maker, 1850, the great French bow maker still around. Picard, Henri, Simon, people like that. Now, James Tubbs was taught by his father William. William was taught by the Dodd family. So we've got a succession of bow making for almost 150 years going through the Tubbs family. He worked first of all for W.E. Hill, that's William Ebsworth Hill, not the firm, that became the firm, but he first made his first bows for W.E. Hill, and I'm lucky enough to have one here today. This is a viola bow which is stamped W.E. Hill. He made this probably in about 1860. Normally when he found these bows later on, he would re-stamp them Jace Tubbs over the top of the Hill stamp, because in about 1862 William Hill entered an exhibition and won 2 gold medals for his W.E. Hill bows, which were made by Tubbs. So Tubbs didn't want, someone else to get all the accolades. Right, we move along then, and then into the 1870s. So Tubbs has left Hill and he's making on his own, and those bows are stamped J. Tubbs. And I'm lucky enough to have a J. Tubbs bow here, which is a cello bow, stamped J. Tubbs. So this was obviously made in about 1870, something like that. A matter of fact, this bow belongs to Tim Hugh, the former principal cellist of the London Symphony Orchestra and now principal cellist of the Royal Opera House. So I've got that bow in my collection for sale at the moment. Very strong player, strong bow. Okay, then we move on to the next stage of Tubbs' career, where you get the Jace Tubbs stamp, J-A-S Tubbs, okay? And this violin bow is an example of that. Quickly identifying how to identify a Tubbs bow. We look for the single button, silver button, so generally not a 3-piece, normally one silver piece there. We have a long ferrule. This is called the ferrule, where the hair goes. That is usually quite long, and often with Tubbs you often find there's no room for a wooden plug that goes in there to hold the hair in. So it's the ebony on the silver held in by the ferrule, okay? So most of these have been converted. So if you look at all my bows here, they've all got bits of wood in there now, okay? So that's converted. But the main thing about Tubbs we look for is the head. Now if I can pull up, this viola bow actually has the best example. We're now at 3 minutes. It's like an early Tut head, okay? So long, broad, elongated. And you see that in all of Tubbs' bows, even like from 1860 to 1921, his style stays pretty similar. Very fast worker. They say he was making 10 bows a month. I've heard some people say he was making a bow a day. Can't really be true. Modern bow makers today make 1 a week. Tubbs, let's say he made 10 a month. So that's probably 3,000, 4,000 bows or something like that. Some people say there's 5,000 Tubbs. The only problem with Tubbs, there's only 1 in 10 that in today's playing world works. There's a lot of whippy bows, a lot of light bows. So when I'm looking for Tubbs myself, first thing I do is feel whether it's strong, and then I feel if it's heavy enough, because they can be on the light side. So be very careful when you see, that's why when you see Tubbs at auctions, they can go for £2,000, they can go for £20,000. It's a big variety. The gold mounted ones can be very beautiful. They're often engraved, and we call that chased gold mounted bow by Tubbs. These bows all have the Parisian eye, which is the pearl eye. Later on, he got rid of the eye, so it was a blank frog. That's about all we need to say on Tubbs. So I hope you enjoyed that 3-minute talk. Like I said, style is always pretty constant with Tubbs, but be careful about buying one without trying them, because they can be whippy and light. The greatest bows are as good as anything you will find in France. It's fantastic sound. Anyway, I'll see you later this week. Let me know which bow maker you'd like me to talk about. I'm open to suggestions. I've got quite a big selection with me, and I'll see you next week. Have a good week. Talk soon. Bye-bye.